Welcome back everyone, and first of all, if you like to support the channel and myself, my PayPal will be in the description, so thank you very much. I did a video like this over an anime Prince, but it was in the slideshow form, and a lot of you guys wanted me to do something like this as a movie. I got a lot of requests, so here it is. On anime symbol, guys. So welcome back to the channel. What if Naruto and Sakura accidentally had a child early? So let us dive into a drama-full, chaotic, twisted story and see how it plays out. If you want more movies and series like these, don't forget to go ahead and comment your ideas. I'll be jotting them down for future use. So without further ado or wasting any more time, let us jump right into this brand new episode. Let us begin now, guys. It was currently nighttime within the Sand Village. Naruto Uzumaki, having just returned from his training trip with Jiraiya, learned about Gaara and his insane growth to Kazekage. Naruto was surprised, shocked. If anything, this simply fueled his own desire to be Hokage. However, when he learned about Gaara capture, he was devastated. And when he saw Gaara on the ground dead, he was baffled beyond his wildest imagination. In the end though, Lady Chiyo gave up everything, including her life, to bring Gaara back. Naruto would always be grateful to the granny. There was a warm place in his heart for her and her sacrifice, knowing she would do something like that. However, this event affected him more than he expected. And Naruto wasn't good at keeping things to himself. The insane personality shift, a few people had to notice. There was a knock on the door within the guest room that he was in. They were nice enough to offer them all rooms. "Come in," he said. The door slipped open. It was Sakura, holding a white bottle, a bottle of sake, and 2 cups in her hand. "Hey," she said with a smile. "Figure you might need some company." "Sakura-chan," said Naruto. "At this hour," he said, looking towards her. She lifted the bottle. "Don't worry. I got something," she said. "I thought this might help. Tsunade-sama swear by the stuff whenever she's in pain," she said, chuckling softly, knowing that Tsunade drank it constantly. "I thought it might help you as well." He forced a smile on his face. "What makes you believe I'm in pain?" "Don't bother trying to fake it." "I saw it," she said. The smile immediately faded away. If he can't trust her, who can he trust? "So you notice, huh?" She came and sat down beside him, close enough to comfort him but leaving a respectable space. "How could I not? You've been quiet. That's not like you." Ever since Gaara, Naruto cut her off, speaking softly. "He almost died, Sakura. He did die for a moment. And he's the Kazekage, the strongest in this village, with everyone looking up to him. And yet, he still failed." Sakura poured. As she poured in the 2 cups, "You're thinking about yourself," she said. Naruto took the cup that she offered him. "I couldn't control myself. I let the fox power took over. And if you or Lady Chiyo wasn't there, Gara would have been gone permanently. I wasn't fast enough to get there, nor was I strong enough on my own. Is this it? He said. Always having to rely on strength that is not my own? What if I didn't have that strength? Naruto said, looking down towards the sake. He proceeded to drink the entire thing. Sakura had to help him as Naruto started to cough, collapsing on the ground and coughing violently. You idiot! You're not supposed to drink it that quickly. Especially this being your first time. Actually, it's not. But that thing is strong, said Naruto. Wait, it's not, she said. Yeah. The pervy sage is a fan of this as well, said Naruto. She helped him back up. She took a sip of it. You know, when you were gone, I thought about you a lot, she said. If you were okay. Wondering how stronger you would be when you return. Wondering if I would recognize you. And trust me, you did return stronger. This event was hard. So it's understandable that you're having this effect, she said. But you don't have to be alone in it. Because we're friends. And I'll always be here for you no matter what. She said, smiling towards him. Besides, you're still you, she said. Still stubborn. Still reckless. Still caring too much about everyone else before yourself. That is what I missed about you the most. She said, smiling towards him. Pouring some more for Naruto as his cup was empty. They start to speak about the past. Smiling, drinking and talking. Her interference, helping Naruto a lot. Maybe the liquor had something to do with it as well, but she was really helping him a lot. Their conversation drifted back towards a fox. Her words stunned him. Naruto looked at her. He questioned, even if I lose control, then I'll be there to pull you back. No matter what, she said. Both of their faces were red, clearly under the liquor. She placed a hand on his hand, smiling at him. Naruto placed his hand over hers, almost afraid that she would pull away. But she does not. He blushed even more. Sakura-chan, he said. She blushed and smiled, coughing slightly. Shut up and drink with me, she said. As she kept on pouring and they kept on drinking. As the line between their friendship started to blur, the weight of everything that they had to carry completely breaking down. A feeling of, well, calm, warmth spread between them. For a moment, a brief moment, their eyes connected. It wasn't one or the other. It was the exact same time when they moved in. Perhaps it was the liquor, perhaps it was unresolved feelings. Perhaps it was a moment, the settings. How perfect it was. Their lips intertwined. There was no awkwardness, no hesitation. Just this feeling of comfort, understanding, and absolute bliss. Before they knew it, the sheets were all over the place. Things were moving around. As they could not help themselves, the both of them, the desire, the lust, took over. Time sped off. The next morning, there was a knock. The loud voice of Rock Lee could be heard shouting on the other side of the door, having been sent to fetch the two, because they weren't up yet. After all, Team Guy was here as backup for Team Kakashi. Naruto opened his eyes. The hand clamped over his mouth shut. When Naruto turned, no words were said, but their eyes They both looked down as she held his mouth shut. Lee kept on banging at the door. With gestures, she told him to speak. Yeah, I'm coming, said Naruto. The moment he got up, she used that time to get dressed in a flash, grabbing everything that was tossed all over. Naruto was beat red, placing on his clothing, his mind whirling, her mind spinning. He stepped towards the door. By the time he looked back around, the window curtain was blowing. She had went through the window. Lee was too happy in the early morning to even notice that Naruto was sweating, going crazy. Lee went to visit Sakura next, not even noticing that she was beat red, as he rushed off, having completed his task. Time skip. Finally, there you two are. What were you guys up to all night? Together. 10-10 tease. She was just saying a statement to mess with them for being late. However, the words flew out of their mouth. We weren't up together. They started to speak so quickly. Suspicion was drawn from the others around them. Well, except for a few select individuals, like Mike, Guy, and Lee. As Naruto and Sakura seemed to be so nervous, but that vanished away when Korra came. As Naruto shook his hand, something he wasn't used to, his mind still thinking about last night. With that, they said goodbye and left. It took them not too long to return due to, well, my guy. Kakashi was still in a bad situation, as his body had still not yet fully recovered. They got back to the village. Kakashi was watching the two of them very carefully, noticing something was off. The others, much too focused on, well, Guy carrying Kakashi, who still had time to watch his two students. Naruto kept on glancing at her. She did her best to look everywhere else except for him. They reported back in. Tsunade found it odd that Naruto wanted to leave so quickly, not having much to say, which was odd. Even after Sakura spoke about what she was told by Sasori, which is going to lead to a new different development of missions. However, Naruto wanted to speak to Sakura. Once that was said and done, she grabbed him. She grabbed him and pulled him away, making sure to carry him as far as possible away from people. Sakura, Naruto was sent into the wall. Blinking several times, she slapped him. Be quiet, she said. She seemed to be as red as well. Listen, what happened at the sand will stay there. But I said what happened there will stay there. Look, we're friends. This didn't happen. Okay? But this did not happen, she repeated herself. Okay? Yeah, okay, said Naruto. Good, she said. Now get yourself rest up, she said to him with a smile. I'll be off. She made her way, not looking behind in the slightest. However, the memories of what happened, they plague her. As she got home, not saying much to her parents, she ran up to her room. Something seemed to be wrong with her, her father said. Her mother watching the stairs. She collapsed in the bed, trying to scrub her memory clean of what happened. That wasn't supposed to happen. Yet, the touch, the sensation, she slapped herself across the face. What the hell was she thinking? Cursing at herself. There was a knock. Her mother checking in if she was okay. Yeah, Mom, she said. I'm fine. As she turned back. As for Naruto, his mind was still reeling. It made him think about Kakashi constant reading that book. He had read it once, and the things that were inside, but he never understood the big deal. But Naruto shook his head. She said nothing happened. She was never gonna tell a soul. He could imagine what she would do to him if he was to do that. She already slapped him for barely saying her name. Naruto had to swallow that all inside. Trying to get his mind off of that. He had to. Time skip. Things took a turn from there. The both of them were trying their hardest not to say anything about it. Naruto met someone that pissed him off, which had him forgetting about the whole thing a bit. Sai, who turns out to be their new teammate. Their mission went as Naruto came across Kabuto Yakushi, the spy for the Akatsuki. However, things took a drastic turn. Naruto lost himself once again. Rage. Blood-curdling rage. He attacked Orochimaru with a fury unlike any other. When Naruto woke up, something was wrong with Sakura. It was Yamato who pulled him aside, telling him what happened when he transformed. Naruto was shaken by that. Looking at her, he was afraid of himself. But the mission had to continue. And for the first time in a very long while, they saw him again. Their friend, their teammate, Sasuke Uchiha. Things did not turn out as Naruto expected, as he was left on the ground, forced to watch Sasuke flee once again, with Orochimaru. Returning back to the village, speaking to Tsunade, it was all a blur. Naruto found himself remembering what happened to Korra, and now being too weak to even save Sasuke, losing control and hurting Sakura. He stood there, quiet. Meanwhile, she threw up. Sakura believed that it was seeing Sasuke again and failing to bring him back. But the next morning it happened again. She believed that she had caught a bug. Something was wrong. Time skip. A few days later, she trained. She trained under one of the greatest medics. She was on her way to becoming one of the greatest. The symptoms were there. She denied it. She told herself again and again and again, and again and again and again that she was wrong, but she did a test. She did it again and 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 again. But the result would not change. She felt the chakra just forming, barely noticeable. She sat 3 hours in nothing but silence. Her whole world turned upside down. Quiet, not knowing what to say, not knowing what to think, not knowing how to even react. She was at a loss, a complete loss. Days passed by. Naruto trained, trying to get stronger. But there was something there. Something holding him back, something missing. Kakashi noticed that as he had exited the hospital. Something was wrong. She finally worked up the nerve to tell him because she was terrified. She was terrified to tell another single soul. She couldn't tell her parents. She couldn't tell Tsunade, not even Kakashi. But Naruto, he always knew how to do dumb stuff to make her laugh. This was really bad to do in this decision and this moment though, but She needed someone to know. She needed to talk to someone. She definitely could not tell Ino. She had to tell him. He would help. He would say something. He would do something. The knock on his door, as Naruto made his way. He opened it to see Sakura. They haven't really been connecting much since everything. Sakura-chan, he said with a smile. A forced one, that is. She stepped inside without a word passing him. She went towards his bed and sat down. Neither of them thinking about what happened at the, sand, repeating itself right here. Both of them simply gazing towards one another. No hesitation, no holding back. She simply said it. The words left her lips. It was like the entire world seemed to cease to exist. And the only thing that stood in front of him right now was those words. I'm pregnant. What she wanted was not received. Because he was quiet, emotionless, empty. He was doing nothing. He was saying nothing. Naruto, she said. Did you hear what I said? Naruto took a breath. The word stuck in his throat. Yes. She looked towards him. At the sand. What I said didn't happen. The results of... She could barely speak. Naruto was quiet. Naruto, she said. But he was just so... She couldn't take it as she got up and leave. Naruto was still there. His mind whirling. Trying to understand the situation, trying to understand everything. She left, not having anything on her mind, really just walking to clear her thoughts. Her mind could be so empty yet so full, she didn't understand it. The whole situation was just a mess. With Naruto, the whole thing had hit him so hard because in his mind he was thinking about the child. Despite not knowing the gender, the name, or anything like that, what he was thinking about was his failure. He failed to save Korra. He failed to defeat the Akatsuki. He failed to bring Sasuke back. What's to say that he won't fail to stop the Akatsuki from killing him and taking the 9 tails, and then the child would be left alone? Well, Sakura will be there, but the child wouldn't have a father. He never knew his parents. That was horrible. What if something happened to Sakura? The child would be alone. Depression, sadness started to swallow Naruto whole. He felt like he was drowning, like he was being consumed, like his mind was breaking. However, something clicked to him. How could he do this to her? If he was so freaked out, how was Sakura doing? And yet he let her walk off without saying anything. How could he do that? He once claimed that he loved her. She was his teammate, his friend. She was there for him. And now, he wasn't there for her when she needed him the most. Naruto punched himself across the face, knocking himself into the wall. What the hell was wrong with him? God damn it, he was Naruto Uzumaki. The one to never give up. The one to never fail. What is with this whiny, pathetic self-loathing? Naruto pushed the window open and leaped through. Leaping to the top, searching, gazing around. That is when he saw her. Naruto quickly jumped down. Before she could fuss, before she could say anything, Naruto scooped Sakura in his arms. She was shocked. What are you? She saw it. The smile on his face. Not force. The overwhelming sense of trust. The overwhelming sense of belief as Naruto jumped straight towards the monument and landed there with her. He bowed his head. "I'm so sorry," he said, "that I didn't say anything. I was letting my mind take a hold of my thoughts." She blinked at the weird way that he just said that. "The sad part of my mind," he said, "something I'm never known for. Please, forgive me." "This isn't just about forgiveness, Naruto. This is," "I know," he said, taking her hand. "This is a lot. You're going through a lot with this, I know. And there's going to be so much more to handle, but I promise you," Sakura-chan said, "Naruto, I will never leave you alone. And I never break my promises. I, Naruto Uzumaki, vow that I will never leave you alone," he said, giving her a thumbs up. That is what she wanted. It helped a lot, release a lot of the stress that was bottling up. For the next day, the both of them discuss their situation. They had to say something, right? Naruto believed that he knew the best person for them to talk to. Maybe he wasn't 100% right. What? Her shout could be heard all over the goddamn village. Tsunade Senju was pissed. They were young, inexperienced, stupid. She wanted to slap the both of them across the village, but she restrained herself from doing so. Her dumb, stupid student and the dumb, stupid blonde. She had to take a moment to compose herself. "Repeat what you just said." The both of them were against the wall, terrified to say another word. The office was a mess. In just 5 seconds, she destroyed everything, which should not be possible, but yet there was the evidence. Despite their terrifying gaze, though she could see, they were both freaking out. Terrified, not just of her. She calmed herself. "Sit down," she said. She did not even question Sakura on her, situation, because she knew Sakura was good. If she says she was pregnant, she was. She questioned her on how she felt though. How was things coming along? Sakura didn't have much time to check more than just her status. Tsunade did a full test herself. Yep, she was pregnant. Naruto stood there, scratching the back of his head. He was nervous as hell. These two, they did not even know what the hell they were doing. She took a breath, calming herself down. Keeping this away, especially from Sakura parents, will just make them more angry when they eventually find out. This is where Sakura got nervous, incredibly so. Time skip. She told them that she wanted to tell them something. "Just calm down," Mobuki Haruno said to Kaisashi Haruno. "We know what is going to happen." She invited Naruto, saying that she had something important to tell them. They've been childhood friends. They've been in the academy. They've been on the same team. Mobuki figured that the both of them are dating. She didn't see any problem with that. That boy has come a long way. People blamed him for something that was never truly his fault. And again and again and again he fought for the village. He protected everyone during the attack on Konoha, even defeating the one-tailed beast. He was a hero. Opinion on Naruto has changed a lot since. "I guess so," Kaisashi said. But he still did not feel too happy about the idea. "I still say that she should wait until she's at least mid to late 30s. Mobuki simply gave him a blank stare as he folded his arms. The place was a bit tense when the two of them came. Mobuki chuckled under her breath. So nervous, it's cute, she thought to herself. So, Sakura, you said you want to talk to us about something. Kaiser, she said. Sounds serious. Naruto took a deep breath. Sakura paused as she gazed towards him. He tapped her with his pointer finger, a gesture of support. Mom, Dad, I have something important to tell you both. It's about me and Naruto. What is it, dear? Mobuki said, expecting to hear something, but I'm pregnant. Kaizashi got up as he made his way towards the nearest window and gazed through it. He started to pick at his ear, wondering if he was hearing everything from outside, curious who said that. He stepped back. I think I'm hearing things. I wonder who just said that, he said, clearly confused. Dad, it was me, Sakura said. There was a tense silence. What? He shouted. Pregnant? You're what? Her mother looked towards her in shock. Are you serious? Yes, Sakura said. Kaizashi stepped towards Naruto furiously. You! This is you, he said, gripping Naruto by the shirt. What have you done to my poor little girl? Naruto bowed his head, trying to. I know, Kaizashi-san, said Naruto. I know this is sudden, but I did not mean to hurt your trust. But I swear, I will take full responsibility and I will protect Sakura and this child with everything I have. Responsibility? You're barely out of your teens. You can't even keep yourself from getting in trouble. Now you think you can be a father? He shouted. Kaizashi, stop yelling. It won't fix anything, Mobuki said. He saw the look on Sakura's face, which made him calm down. He took a deep breath as anger was still boiling out of him. Naruto was taking full responsibility. Sakura saw that he was taking all the heat. She had to say something. She took a breath. The words stuck in her throat. This wasn't all Naruto. He didn't trick me. It was my decision too, she said. So you can't just blame him alone. You're just a child yourself, Sakura. How can you possibly raise one? How? How can I protect you from this, he said. Mobuki was much softer though. We protect our family. We protect them as well, she said, speaking of Naruto and the unborn child. After all, Sakura was already her daughter. She pulled her into a hug as Naruto gazed upwards. You are right to doubt me, said Naruto. You are right to be angry. But I will prove myself and show you that I won't let you down, much less Sakura or this child. I never had my parents growing up. I know the feeling, what it's like to not have anyone there. And if it means everything I have, I will ensure that this child never ever feels that. I will show you, said Naruto. It's a promise. His determination, his unwavering gaze and spirit. Kaizashi released a sigh. He was still very much pissed off. But yelling won't solve anything. No, it will not. Perhaps this won't have to be that terrible, he thought to himself. Or maybe he could just go back in time and prevent this from happening. Then again, how would he do about something like that? Ninjas could do all sorts of things. Maybe he could find an ancient scroll. Kaizashi, he blinked at Mibuki calling him. Have you lost yourself in one of your fantasy once again? He waved her off. I'm processing, he said. Time skip. As time ticked by, they figured that it was in the best interest that they tell everyone. Better this than people hearing from gossiping, right? They were their friends. Jiraiya had came back to the village. He was in the office as Naruto told him the news. Inside he was chuckling as he shook his head. Well, you've grown up fast. Faster than I expected. I always figured that you'll be a handful with the ladies once you got back. But this wasn't what I was expecting. Honestly, said Kakashi, sitting by the windowsill. Can't say I'm surprised. You two always argue like a married couple. A old one. I'm guessing you're just skipping over a few of the steps. Sakura never felt like she wanted to punch her sensei more than that moment. Time skip. Team 8. When the two of them approach. So, we have something to tell you guys, Naruto said. Finally going to admit that you're dating, Kiba said, making a little joke. Until Sakura told the Cho news. Everyone froze. Hinata, trying to process what she was hearing. Her hand covering her mouth. Pregnant? You're serious? Wait, you're joking, right? Kiba said. Sakura, Naruto-kun, I didn't expect this. Hinata said. On the inside though, a part of her felt like it was dying. Shino was calm. A child change a lot, especially when you're young. Well, I believe the both of you will adapt though. Yes, the both of you, I will support you both, Hinata said. As her spirit was breaking, she was fighting hard not to cry. Kiba knew that she liked Naruto. Geez, Naruto. First you become the hero of the village, he said, speaking about the sand and sound attack. Now you're gonna be a dad. What's next, Hokage? Naruto grinned and scratched the back of his head, the both of them clearly nervous. At the barbecue shack, they came by to tell the Inoshikocho team. Wait. Stop right there. What did you just say? Ino said. You heard what I said. You're going to have a child with Naruto. Is there someone else in the village named Naruto, or you're speaking about him? Him right here, this Naruto? You know, I am standing right here. That is what I'm trying to understand. Well, I think the two of you are going to be great together, Choji said. Ino gave him a blank stare, just staring at him. What, he said. Troublesome. I can already imagine your offspring, Shikamaru said. As a tiny chibi, mixture of Naruto and Sakura kept on running around him, shouting, "Cha!" And believe it, punching the ground and creating clones to do it over and over. Troublesome, he said. Geez, Ino said. Can't keep it in your pants, can't you? Naruto blushed and looked away. Whatever, she said. Don't expect me to babysit every day. That little gesture right there was sweet, showing that she was fully accepting of the situation, as they seemed to be okay with it. Meanwhile, Hinata was home, crying. This wasn't going to be, well, solved easily. They went to Team 9. I knew it. I knew something was off. It was Tenten. They were acting strange at the sand village. Neji seemed to be rather accepting of this. If anything, he seemed to be happy. The both of them defined fate in a rather strange way. The person who helped him overcome that was right here after all. Lee was a surprise though. He had a crush on Sakura, but he seemed to be overjoyed, bringing forward the next youth of generation, and he spun it to say that Naruto and the child would be close in age after Naruto is around 30 plus, so they will get to spar together. Lee wondered if he should have a child. Tenten, he said. Tenten started to launch her weapons towards him. What did I do? He said, running away. Perhaps his idea isn't that bad, Neji said. It was just a passing thought, but Tenten heard it and turned insanely red. Time skip. Well, that was exhausting. So much emotions. Both her and Naruto sat together. Things became rather awkward though as Naruto voiced a question that neither of them wanted to speak about. What about Sasuke? He said. Despite not being here, he had so much sway over a lot that was going on. That's complicated, she said. Very much so. Naruto knew it. For the next couple of days, Sakura came by to see Naruto training with Kakashi. They even told Sai about the situation. He was more nonchalant. He has developed a lot since the whole debacle with Sasuke, but a lot was small for him. She saw Naruto pushing himself again and again and again, even as he fell, even as his body bled, even as his body reached its limit. She tried to stop him, but in his eyes and his words, I told you, I'll become strong enough to protect you both, Naruto said, rising to his feet. For the first time, Sakura, without any liquor enhancing her feelings, blushed at Naruto, the sweat dripping off him, the look in his eyes. And not to mention he was wearing a shirt. She found herself thinking strange thoughts. He was her first after all. As she remembered the sand village, but she shook away those thoughts. Things developed from there. As another group of Akatsuki members made their move. This time around though, Naruto was stronger. But they did lose someone. Asuma Saratobi. A loss. A loss for the Inishikacho. Shikamaru was able to bury the man that killed his sensei though. Naruto arrived in the end. Rasen Shuriken, his new technique. Sakura was angry when she heard how the technique hurt him. The last thing she wanted. Things between the two of them seemed to be changing. They've been spending a lot of time together. More time than either of them expected at all. Then again, things were different now. Everything was different now. Naruto kept on training. They spent nights together, gazing towards the stars. Their friends were supportive. Her family was supportive. Things were better. As months went by, she started to show. Naruto kept on speaking to her stomach. She would just lie there listening to him. He spoke to the baby with such a wonderful gesture, speaking about how he cared for the unborn child, but not just for the child, for her as well. Her heart started to stir. Feelings that she thought weren't there were starting to grow drastically. Overwhelming. They were getting out of control, actually. News reached them that Sasuke killed Orochimaru. They had information. She could not go. Naruto, for the first time, hesitated to move, thinking about her. However, she pulled him in for a hug, and she whispered in his ears, "It's gonna be okay. I know you want to do this, and I want you to do it as well." The months that had passed, his feelings for her had intensified. However, Naruto was so good at being a nice guy, willing to put everyone's happiness above his, believing that she still loved Sasuke. He took it with a smile on his face. Naruto came across a clone of Itachi Uchiha that put a goddamn bird in his mouth. That was very much confusing. Days passed by when news reached them by the toads. Things were emotional now, not just for Sakura, but Naruto, fearing that he wouldn't be strong enough. So to learn that Jiraiya died, it shook Naruto to his very core. But she would not leave his side. She held him. She lay on the bed next to him. She would not leave his side no matter what, making sure that he was going to be okay. Her comforting words, his hand on her stomach, feeling that tiny movement. Jiraiya words to him, their last conversation, "You're going to be a wonderful dad." "I know that," he said. Naruto pulled himself up. It took a few days. Sakura convinced him that he needed to go. He knew that he had to, but he was simply worried about her. "I have all the support I need here." "So go," she said. Naruto, he got his things and he was about to head off, saying goodbye to her and their unborn child. Surprisingly though, she pulled him in and gave him a kiss on the cheek, surprising him. "Be careful," she said. "I promise I will," said Naruto. Time skip. Learning Sage Energy was harder than he thought. The fox kept on affecting their training. The toads could not bond with Naruto, but an idea started to brew in his mind. Naruto decided to understand why was a Nine-Tail doing this. This was their actual first conversation where there was no argument, no cursing at one another. The beast was indifferent. However, it was Naruto's final words. "You know, since learning that I'm going to have a child, I start to look at things differently," said Naruto. "I realize that for the longest time you've been trapped in here. And I am sorry that I've restricted your freedom. But it's the only way to keep everyone safe, including you from the Akatsuki, because if they get their hands on you, they're going to use your power." Naruto left. For the first time, the Nine-Tails think of Naruto more than just its jailer. Unfortunately though, the toad that was supposed to come back, something happened to it. A passing toad was sent to the village. When the news reached Naruto, he almost lost it. Sakura, despite the state that she was in, she could help. She had the medical expertise. However, there was many around her, stopping her from truly getting in the mix of everything. She was away from the chaos, but she was still helping. That was until almighty push. Her and everyone was blown away. The entire village was destroyed. Her first thought was her child. Naruto words to always protect them. They needed him now more than ever as she screamed. his name to the heavens, and he came. When Naruto looked around, shocked, he was angry, but he could feel her power. He could feel their child, unborn power as well. Due to him being a sage now, but he could not feel Kakashi. Naruto sent one of the toads to make sure that she was guarded and safe. The first to fall was a robot path, obliterated as Naruto turned to Snedy. "Allow me," he said. What followed was a brutal battle of the ages. A terrifying fight. Naruto took on the 6 paths of pain alone, telling everyone to stay back. He got this. Rasengan Shuriken almighty push. The battle was fierce. Gamakichi kept the people away, along with the other toads, but some of them were bested and sent back home. Naruto was pinned down to the ground. As a conversation between him and the path went on, his desire to destroy the village, to make them feel the same pain he felt because of his past, that was never truly gone. His desire to take Naruto. These chakra rods were special, restraining Naruto's power. As Naruto was pinned down, Sakura, told by the Hyuga, tried to intervene, but she was grabbed, restrained, something that was difficult to do. Naruto could feel. He could feel her power. He could feel her distress about his situation. Naruto started to curse in his mind. He couldn't move. Naruto appeared in his mindscape, literally on his hands and knees, begging the fox, "I need your power," he said. Despite what he had said before about the Akatsuki using him, "I might seem like a hypocrite, but I need your power. I can't allow this to happen, please." Literal tears in his eyes. The Ninetales looked down, that dark smile on his face. "You think you can handle my power," he said. "It might overwhelm you." "Give me everything you got," said Naruto. "Give it to me now. I can't die here." He made a promise and you refuse to give up. Despite the rods being rather powerful, the Ninetale gave Naruto so much power that it set off a chain of explosions within Naruto. In the outside world, an eruption of power spread through the entire remains of the hidden leaf. Naruto transformed. 4 and 6. Nagato had to trap him in a goddamn moon. Naruto found himself ready to tear off the seal, ready to give in to the power, until his father, more shocking than anything else, his father, Naruto, told his father that, of course he was panicking. He put on a brave face, but he was going to be a father himself. It was quick how the both of them seemed to step past everything just to enjoy the moment. But Minato could feel it within his son's heart. Pure, the light that wanted the best for everything and everyone around him. He told him that he had nothing to worry about because he did not seem like one to break a promise. Those words had Naruto smiling. He fixed the seal with the remaining chakra, telling Naruto about the threat and leaving. Naruto wiped away the last remaining pain and headed off. The slug that Snadia gave him was still there. Naruto told it to communicate with the other, to speak to Sakura that he will be there soon. He made his way to handle the final path, the original body. The question was simple. What does he want now? Naruto slammed his fist through the tree. I want to kill you. I want to rip you apart for what you did to my people. What you almost did to my unborn child. The suffering and death that you brought. So your desire is to end me, fueled by your pain. Of course it is, said Naruto. You don't get to talk like you're the innocent one here. You spoke about your village earlier, about your people, but what does that? Why does that give you the right to hurt mine? To take everything away from me, Naruto rage. Naruto lashed out. He was going to kill him. Konan stepped forward as Naruto was going to go through her, but he stopped himself. Jiraiya words. He thought about his own child, thinking about the cycle of death and destruction. But this led to something else. Nagato saw it. A conversation between the two. Instead of fighting, they will talk. Yes, instead of fighting, they will talk. He spoke about his past, his village, his home, his people. The pervy sage words were more important here than he ever thought. In the end, the people of Konoha, Sakura, looked around. How is this possible? A man that rose from the grave was questioned by his friend. Sakura smiled. It was him, Naruto. The group gathered. Kakashi went out to find him, bringing Naruto back, who was dead tired. By the time he was there though, he had recovered enough energy to stand. Sakura did not hesitate. She looped her arms around him. She held him close. I told you I would come back, no matter what, said Naruto. I never doubted you. Not in the slightest, she said. They cheered. They cheered his very name. The people threw him in the air, smiling. Time skip. Months passed by. Sakura was really getting there. The village was trying its best to recover. At least not a single soul was lost. Naruto found himself meeting Sasuke once again. Since Itachi's death, Sasuke was turning wicked. A team came to Konoha. They came from Kumo. However, Naruto caught the girl's fist and threw her away. He knew that Sasuke is out there doing bad things, but Naruto believed they could solve this with their words. As Naruto has been thinking a lot, the actions that Sasuke has been doing, his own life, what he said that he was going to protect. Naruto was struggling. Yes, he was struggling a lot. Sakura started to see that. Naruto had to come clean as she demanded to know what was on his mind. I want to bring Sasuke back for you, said Naruto. All I want is for you to be happy. She was stunned, not realizing that her keeping her emotions inside were doing this to him. I'm sorry, she said. Wait, why are you apologizing, said Naruto. I've been keeping this to myself, but since we started this, in the beginning I had no faith in either of us, she said to him. But you've done so much, you've overcome so much, you've been there through and through. And these feelings in my heart, they just keep on developing. I might have loved Sasuke once, but all that I feel now is these strong emotional feelings for you. You've always told me how much you care. And now it seems like I'm only doing this because I'm with your child. But Naruto, I love you, she said. And I can't fight them anymore. So please don't take on all this pain for me. I'm begging you, she said. Naruto was stunned by her words. You love me? She showed him in a kiss. A passionate kiss filled with love, care, acceptance. The both of them felt it. The both of them saw it in each other's eyes. The love, the emotions, swirling, twisting, tying together. Unfortunately though, things would never stay peaceful for too long. The man with the orange mask declared war on them all. There was a location where Naruto could receive training to become stronger. Hearing this, Naruto was worried though. Sakura, she was close. He didn't want her to be alone. He wanted to be there. He had time, but he was stubborn about it. But she knew that he wanted to go. He wanted to get stronger for their sake, because the Akatsuki was not fully dealt with. I have absolute faith in you, she said, pulling him in for a kiss, because I know that you will come back no matter what. Naruto, encouraged by her words. A lot took place between then and the next couple of days. Naruto met Killer Bee. Naruto was on an island training with him. Something was different though. It was a nine-tailed fox. It was much more accepting and calm, but the fight between them still took place. Where Naruto met his mother, she was overjoyed. She did scold him for being irresponsible though, but she was overjoyed. Hearing how well things were going with him and his little girlfriend. Naruto blinked. He hadn't even think of Sakura as his girlfriend. Someone he loved, but the title was just sounding unreal. The fox wasn't even hateful or that angry. He was just watching Naruto. Words from the past afflict his memories now and his mind. Something was wrong though. The turtle that they were on was attacked. Something was gravely wrong, and when Naruto came out, the world, chaos. Chaos was all around them. Naruto summoned a toad, sending it back to Konoha to check on Sakura. Of course, she could not leave the village. She wrote back to him telling him that she was fine, protected and safe, and that he need to be safe out there. The fourth great shinobi war, bloodshed, death and destruction waged all around them. Chaos, destruction, battles from all over. Snappy, all of them coming out. The Kages versus Madara. Naruto finally being accepted by the fox. Finally getting the power to be a walking natural disaster. Sasuke, he came back. He did. Sasuke had absolutely no idea about what was going on. None in the slightest. When it came to Sakura, they fought against Madara. They fought against Obito. Naruto had the nine tails ripped out of him. Somehow, he was still alive. Well, he was a Uzumaki. Gaara was the one to get him to the medics. 10 medics. Luckily, Snatty arrived. She cut open Naruto's side and pumped his heart, keeping him alive as Minato had to transfer the next half of the nine tails. Minato being the reanimation on their side. Chaos ensued once again. They met the great sage, the man who started it all, who gave them the power to fight. His mother. Yes, Naruto, Sasuke, Obito, who was now on their side. Kakashi. All four of them there, facing off against this one woman. She tried to separate them, but they stuck close to one another. They fought. Obito gave his life. In the end, for a split second, he slowed Kaguya down, allowing the two boys to trap her and seal her away. He was smiling as he died, happy that he can at least do something for what he did to all of them. Unfortunately, though, it wasn't over just yet. Not by a long shot. Sasuke wanted to end this once and for all, so Naruto decided that they will. Kakashi was the only other person that was still there, aside from the reanimations. Their battle was chaotic, but it was their words. It was their words as Sasuke. Sasuke wanted to kill Naruto, but Naruto refused to die. You think you can stop me with your words? This is not just about words. It's about everything. Everything we're fighting for. Everything. Sasuke said, "You mean you're everything? I don't need anyone. I've done everything on my own. I don't need to hold back anymore," Sasuke said. "You don't get it. Being the strongest and alone will just leave you broken." Broken? Who the hell are you to say that to me? Sasuke said angrily. Things are different now. Sakura is pregnant with my unborn child. Sasuke's pupil seemed to grow thin as he paused. What did you just say? He was absolutely shocked by the words that just came from Naruto. I said she's pregnant with my child, and right now she's trapped in one of those damn things because you refuse. You refuse to help me free them in the way that bring the people their own sense of understanding because you want them under your control. Sasuke was pissed off as he attacked Naruto once again, refusing to accept this reality. What do you think you will have after you do this? You will be in charge, and yes, what will you have? You want to kill me, the only person that has been fighting for you. I never asked you to, Sasuke said. I don't care. Do you know how much time I think about killing you since I found out about Sakura and my child? 3 times. 3 times you rose to be a problem. But I told myself no, because you're my friend. But Sasuke, if you don't do this, I will take your hand and force you to do it, Naruto said as he was done holding back. Sasuke was shocked. Naruto power eclipse, greater than his own, even with so much behind him. Naruto beat Sasuke into the ground. But it wasn't just blows, his words kept on hitting Sasuke. You don't have to be alone. I met Itachi. I spoke to him. I know what happened, said Naruto. You don't have to be alone anymore. You've been through so much, but that doesn't give you the right to control everything and everyone. Then what? Sasuke said. What is left for me? Your friends. You can start something new. You said it the first day when we became Team 7 that you will rebuild the Uchiha clan better than before. Going down this path will only bring hate, anger by everyone. Please, don't do this. Don't make me do this. Kakashi was rushing to the scene. Finally, he arrived. He saw Sasuke lying on the ground, his breath hitching his throat. Until he saw Sasuke move. He was still alive. Sasuke gazed up towards the heavens as rain started to fall. He was bloody and beaten. You're stronger than me, he said to Naruto. How could you have this strength and yet be so kind with it? Even after everything I said, what I planned to do, you still want to save me. Because you're my friend. Sasuke's eyes widened at that. And I want my friend to be there. to meet my child. A quiet passed between them. The tree was undone. The elemental nation was saved. Sasuke gave himself over. He was a criminal, but he did help save the world. Naruto did not hesitate as he returned. To see Sakura. I knew you could do it, she said, falling into his arms. It wasn't long after that. I'm gonna kill you, Naruto, she said. She screamed at him, her monstrous strength almost breaking his arm to pieces. She shouted over and over that she was going to kill him until Naruto saw her. Their beautiful baby girl. She had his hair but her mother's eyes, despite being within their late teens. As they gaze at one another, the love that they share, and now for their unborn child. They were actually struggling with a name. They had several. Then again, it wasn't uncommon to name your child after they were born. But they needed a day, perhaps. Both of them undecided of what should it be. Sakura cried. She was happy, overwhelmed by emotions. Time skip. The blind folds over his eyes, so he could not use them. Yet, they were removed. As Naruto stood there, smiling at Sasuke, holding a little bundle of joy in his arms. Sasuke looked up. See how happy Naruto was. Maybe he could have this as well. Time skip. Mother and father stood side by side. They named her Akami. It stands for bright and beauty. Exactly what she was. Sakura looked over towards Naruto. He smiled. To think, all of this started with that night. She said happily. I wouldn't change a single thing about it, said Naruto. It helped us to be here now, to start our new family. I love you, he said. I love you too, she said, as they shared a passionate kiss. Time skip. Some time passed. Naruto was hailed as a hero. Sasuke's name was also going around. And this time around he was sticking in the village for a while. As Ino saw him, she always had a crush on Sasuke. Hinata has been through a lot. Kiba Inuzaka was by her side. He's loved her for some time now, but she's only had eyes for Naruto. Till she realized that Naruto and Sakura were official. Kiba started to show that he could be considered as a romantic partner as well. Unfortunately though, she never thought of him as such, just as a friend. However, he was proven to be persistent, extremely nice about it as well. Perhaps there was something there. Naruto gazed at the village, his baby girl in his arm. Gazing over his home, he just wished that his parents and the pervy sage could be here to see his baby girl, but he knew wherever they were happy. He got to see his mother and father as well. They both were happy for him. Naruto smiled, grateful for that night and the joy that it has brought him now, as he made his way to his fiancée, soon-to-be wife. And yeah guys, this is where this come to an end. If you want to see more movies and series like these, just go ahead and comment your ideas, but I'm out for now. Peace, guys.